Hello and welcome, Pocket Watch here, and it's about time for another episode of IO, and soundtrack changed. I didn't realize that last time. Is this soundtrack here in the main menu last time? After we unlocked the DEFRAG road? The E road? Huh. I like this soundtrack. Anyway, it's time to get a new game. And to get into the DEFRAG. Which is E-Road, if I understand correctly from what we got unlocked last time. So yeah, apparently Mutski, right? From what we saw. So let's see. Let's go in. Let's dive in. I'm still wondering, like, who or what are we defragging actually? Because the fragmentation is like setting pieces on the PC. Are we like defragmenting like Babylon data or something? Okay. So the white box. So the Mutski is the eye actually, because this is the same type of box that everyone sees. Also, this white box is in the opening sequence in the other roads when you go down through the stairs, right? Huh. Anyway, the word keeps kicking inside its womb. So there's a place where something is generated and developed. Okay, very simple. It's quite literally a newly conceived creature, silently counting down the passage of time until its birth into this life. The fetus takes in and absorbs everything it can get from the womb and forces itself to evolve into its next shape. And then it has a dream. Okay, a long, long dream with no sign of ending, no sign of awakening. But what kind of dream does the fetus see? Perhaps it yearns for the future it has yet to see, or perhaps it clings to the past it will soon lose. It slowly tries to open its eyes, but its field of vision still reflects nothing. Here in this place, one can perceive no light, nor sound, nor pressure. One may even doubt if time exists. Perhaps the fetus' eyes aren't actually open at all. It might just dream. It might just still be dreaming that it's awoken from a dream. But either way, it doesn't matter. Because here in this place, one cannot even perceive loneliness. But this is not without reason. Because when everything exists here, how can one feel lonely? Okay, I somehow have a chills right now, already. Is it here, where various materials melt into each other and form organic matter? Metal ions, amino acids, sugars, everything mixes into structures of intertwining polymers. Conservates. The fuck is this word? What's filling this space is primordial soup, so to speak, okay? I don't know what that is, but I know what this is. Okay, let's see what that is. I can't even pronounce this thing. Small spherical liquid, droplets that can form when two liquids of dissimilar densities are mixed. Oh! As the solution gradually separates into the high density liquid and the low density liquid, droplets of the higher density liquid can form inside of the low density liquid. So this is like lava lamps, I believe. The droplets are not living organisms, but they can grow, assimilate, and divide upon reaching a certain size. Theoretically, something containing proteins and nucleic acids could assimilate external organic matter and replicate into a microcosm of life. Okay. Interesting. Also known as Urzap. Oh. That's actually a thing? Theorize that organic matter that formed in the rain in the sea billion of years ago when the fusion of asteroids and comets gave birth to the Earth. This organic soup evolved into the permeable cells with the help of the basic enzymes. The transcription of mineral crystal pattern inside of those cells gave birth to the DNA. Yep. That DNA served to initiate the self-replication of those primeval cells. In other words, primordial soup was the liquid that served as the foundation of abiogenesis. Sure. The primeval ocean that existed on Earth before life was born. If it were to be likened to something, it was a giant life form from the time when everything was one, the time before this distinction of self and the other. In that primordial liquid, the fetus began to submit itself to a short sleep once again, as the billions of bubbles rise to the surface, as if to continue sleeping while staying awake. To respin the fabric of the desired dream correctly. Also, if you think about this, because this road, it takes place like in the center of the all four roads in this disc of DEFRAG, right? So it is like, it contains everything in this one spot, because it's like getting flooded by each side and stuff. That's why it's like primordial soup and it's like field and like you cannot feel like you don't have a concept of time here and stuff. Because time is like basically from all the other like roads in this. It's like the main computer of Babylon. That's why, I mean, that's why it's Mutski, okay? Like this road. Or maybe not. Maybe this is like Marduk perspective? Is Marduk going to be shown as like a living organism? Instead of the computer? Huh, anyway, let's just read. It's starting very interesting. To respin the fabric of the desired dream correctly. Just before its closed eyes, a sudden thought comes to it. How long has it been going on? What reason is there to be here? Just where did the consciousness come from? Oh, we are back to the staircase. And the bubbles. And the bubbles, like, this perspective actually happened in 3 roads. Actually in 2 roads, right? Both in the C and D. In the distance of this dim, wavering field of vision, a staircase that depicts an infinite spiral can be seen. At its terminus is the moon, dyed to deep crimson. Oh, that's it. We came from there. Okay. Ah. Interesting. Maybe it's not actually about Mutski. I mean, maybe Mutski is not the main character. I felt like she's going to be, but apparently not. We came from there, so it's like collective of thoughts. It's like all characters from all the roads. Or at least like this being. Think of itself as like multiple people. Because it has like no concept of space and time. We kick off space as if taking a quick turn on swimming. And like that, we head off into the deep, deep depths, searching for the bottom. The dream of the end begins. Okay. (2032) Tuesday. Road E. Okay. Okay. It's been such a long time that we didn't have any dates. I forgot what date was like in Hinata Road. You know what? I will cut and I will check on my videos like what was like the dates in Hinata Road, and actually Ishtar Road is the same during the same time period. So I will just go to check like what are the dates basically. Like we have like May here, so what was like in other roads? Okay, just a quick start of recording. I couldn't find everything, but at least like in cluster 14, like near the end of Hinata Road, it was May 9th. So this road starts like 2 weeks after. Let me check Ishtar, Road B. I checked the Ishtar Road, and Actually, during the May 25th, the attack on the Exarch happened. That was when we had the last like sequences, basically. This is like the near the end of Ishtar Road. Interesting. So where is this place then? That's happening. Where are we? Suddenly, cacophony of machine guns firing aimlessly pounds upon my eardrums as if to rend my consciousness apart. Resounding cries of agony, the smell of blood, the taste of iron. Uncomfortable air coils around the atmosphere. A sense of oppression that could make my stomach implode upon itself. Discomfort and disgust pierce my every pore as if my body had been submerged into the septic tank. And yet, as if contradiction, I can't help but feel intensely exhilarated. We have the different color eye. It all feels overwhelmingly real. How long has it been since I last felt so complete? Without having to throw myself into the bloodstained battlefield. Indeed, this is the battlefield. Is this actually during the like events on Exarch? Holy Crusade, meant to restore unto this depraved world its true form. Wait, it might be. This is the Exarch building, right? Wait a second, that's Enlil perspective. I got so baited, holy shit. What? Okay, I don't know if I've seen bigger plot twists so far. I did not expect Enlil to be a main character. What? Okay, well. I speak those words as if I were trying to persuade myself. Unless we are going to have like multiple characters perspective, because in the beginning, like I, in like gray, seems to be Enlil. And this character told about himself as we. So if this is the eye from Rhodes, then maybe we are going to have like different colored eye, basically for different dialogues, and it's going to be perspective of different characters. We'll see. Maybe its consciousness is like jumping through person to person. By forming words from those thoughts, they become the truth to me and to my brethren. Interesting? The concept that language as a whole has a soul, and therefore certain kinds of words carry spiritual power. In the culture which accepts the power of words, certain topics must not be spoken of lightly because of the destructive power they carry. Bragging, known colloquially as speaking out the word, was one such topic in ancient Japan. By speaking out the word, the spiritual power associated with one's boast would invade disaster. For this reason, bragging was a taboo. In the famous cautionary tale, the hero Yamato Takeru once spoke the word that he defeated the mountain god with his bare hands. The god caused the intense rain to fall that caused Yamato Takeru to fall ill with the incurable illness. To my brethren, the only like kind of like brethren I can think of are like IC, because it's like new like generation of humans that's supposed to like be next, right? We never heard about like any other like faction slash race, I guess. So this perspective is from IC perspective, I guess. It still can be Mutsuki perspective, like I said, because she's like part of the system. A smile naturally forms upon my lips. Indeed. What we desire is not thrill-seeking genocide, nor meaningless rebellion, but structured destruction for the sake of reconstruction under our noble cause. Okay, so destroy and reconstruct. Oh! Okay, inside the Exarch. May 25th, 2022, Chuo, Tokyo, Bay Area. Exarch's Japanese branch office. We at Code have seized complete control of the building's IDC, Internet Data Center, through sheer force. We cracked their systems and neutralized their staff, either through capture or casualty. And on top of that, we've completely erased Okay. And the pestering hacker team that dared to oppose us. Okay. So, completely erased criminal here. So they say that. So okay, I thought like Ishtar survived escape and then she died maybe later from wounds or something. Seems like she died here. Okay, that's maybe changing something. The same day, instead of ending our subversive activities there, we used our remaining momentum to deal with their families. Oh, damn! Families as well. A thoughtful massacre, I would surmise. Holy fuck. As for our rationale, our objectives were not merely to declare a full-scale world war, but to crush Exarch, at Exarch's dignity as well. After our complete usurpation of their center, I immediately cracked their satellite lines to broadcast both the sorry state and our noble intentions worldwide. This is interesting, like how this is written. There's like we, and then there's I in different color. Like, so some of this is spoken by like multiple collectives' perspective. Actually, never mind. I'm just overcooking. Never mind. Maybe it's just Enlil. You know, like I and we, like we as the code, you know, like code members. Anyway, maybe I'm just overcooking. The world was shocked at the sudden upheaval, the dawning of war. Just how real that seems to them. Before long, terrorist groups the world over will no doubt commence their own operations in response. In a short while ago, we were informed of the large-scale uprising in San Francisco, right in Exarch's home territory. Acceptable results. I mutter as I softly stroke the scabbard of my beloved sword that has served me well for a long time. Oh, talking about Ishtar. Okay. Then we wouldn't have had to process her and her team as criminals. Ishtar, my former friend who once shared a common dream with me. Though even back in days, we clashed countless times. Okay, maybe this is actually just pure Enlil perspective, but the beginning was weird of this. I don't know. But it must be like some kind of like... There's going to be like different characters because of the colored eye. It's similar to like what happened in C and D roads. We had different color of eye for different characters. Perhaps it was fated, even since those days, that things would end this way. I bite my lip and still my disheveled heart. Just how many friends have I cut down so far? Okay, there's Tamus. When I come down from my maelstrom of meandering musings, I'm greeted by one of my trusted subordinates. I urge him onwards with a glance. And the mother we had discussed earlier. Okay, what mother? A progress report on Code's active force in their erasure of criminals and exarchs' families. All that remains are investigators Miyata Masayuki, leader of Cyberforce, and Aoi is Hinata's mother. Ooh, okay. I believe her name was Himeka, if I'm interpreting his report correctly. Okay, yeah, okay, that's damn. But still. So, this is interesting that they said criminal and they dealt with their families, right? But they didn't with Hinata's family as well. And Hinata is not a part of the criminal. So why would they target him? I mean, I guess Enlil fought him in the like when he was Shamash and stuff. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. And Enlil probably knows that he is at this. He in the cyberspace is Hinata from future or something. I don't know what he thinks, but maybe he knows or something. So he just like erased his family as well because like he was involved in this in general or something. I don't know. Actually, was he during the attack on Exarch? Wait. Was he on the attack? I forgot. Wait. He was not during the attack, right? I don't remember. Actually, he was. Right? That was in the Rogue D, I think. We had his perspective on these events. Okay, anyway. Okay. Interesting. You are not going to erase Hinata's mother? Interesting. Okay. I look into Temu's eyes as I speak. Just for a moment, a tint of confusion mixes in them, but then soon enough changes into the hue of calm lines. I'm not getting this as well. Huh. Was she just so insignificant that she decided to not kill her? Huh, I don't know. Prepare, for we shall wear our permanent dishonor and record our misdeeds into the annals of history. But we do so for the sake of the coming world. We are the operation to excise the malignant tumor from the body of society. And how many operations are successful without bloodshed? As long as is for that cause, I will gladly give up this body of mine. Okay. The vast sea of net, both nowhere and everywhere at once. Okay, we have air now. Okay, so the eye is like perspective of everyone. Like, okay, I don't know anymore. But it seems like this is going to be road where we are going to dive from different characters. So the gray is like neutral. Before my eyes is an open window to the world of real space, and there I can see any. Oh! Wait! Now, I is air. So, okay. Cross the, like, multiple, like, people perspective, probably. Like, a gray eye is whoever this consciousness is. It may be Mutsuki or whoever, but this is something similar to like what was happening with in Hinata Road. This is like the closest thing, right? He had a dream, he entered someone's subconsciousness or something, and he saw this person walking and talking, and he thought like it's him, like I talked to someone or something, I did something, and it was not him really. He couldn't like control himself. So it's similar to here, like It's like consciousness that's seeing things from this perspective, and things as like I did something, but in reality it's this person, and it just feels for this entity that it's I. Something like that. Anyway, I can see Enlil advancing towards the next target with the ironclad determination. I silently gaze upon the scene as I twirl my index finger through the hair flowing over my shoulder. Okay. Okay then, we do not have just grey, okay. We have yellow, we have Mayumi perspective. Is this all happening during the exile? Are we going to have like perspective of everyone's dying or something? I think like she's screaming because she lost an eye. Because we remember the CG, she was like losing, she lost her eye, right? Endless loss, fear, despair. Yumi, yeah, in yellow. Writhes on the ground, screaming at the top of her lungs, but instead of words, all that comes out is blood. Countless waves of sharp pain pierce my body. And again! So... regardless of the color of the box, this is some kind of like entity that is like seeing things from the perspective of the character. Because it says like in the third person that Yumi is on the ground, and then it instantly switches to it pierces my body. Regardless of the color box, it's still the same, like I would call it entity. Because I'm not sure who it is anymore. Maybe it's actually Mutsuki. You know, but who knows? It hurts too much to even speak. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. It hurts beyond all belief. It makes every pain I've ever felt before seem like a scratching comparison. Yep, I remember that. Fountain of Mains. Okay. How did she lose the eye though? Maybe she's the eye, because she lost the eye. Someone took the eye and used the eye to make the eye. Ah. The fluid of the tears from my right eye, the red liquid sipping from my left eye that I'm trying to push back with heads. Okay. Both pour down my face with no signs of stopping. To my horror, my hands feel nothing there. Something's missing. Behind those hands now is nothing more than the orifice that's scratching red bodily fluids. Yumi's eye was... the gun took. I can't form any other thoughts. If only I could just pass out, how much easier it would be. But every time my consciousness recedes, the pain brings it back, right back. It feels like the pain of the lowest level of hell. The dread, the pain, the fear, the suffering, the pain. Oh, the pain. Save me, One-chan. Dad, mom, somebody, anybody, save me. Where are you? One-chan, dad, mom, leader, Kyosuke-kun, leader. Leader, One-chan. I've had enough. I want to go home. I'm scared. I want to go home. Hinata-kun, it hurts. It hurts. It hurts. I'm going to die. Yumi's going to die. Somebody. Somebody. Anybody. It hurts. It hurts. Whoa, I got chills from this. Holy shit. A thick mist of some sort begins to coat the area. My vision fades. I lose the sight of everything. Okay. That's when I noticed that all of the pain, all of that intense pain starts to fade away, as if washed away by waves. Okay. Oh, I see now. I already understand. Yumi will die very soon. As soon as I acknowledge that, my heart slowly calms down. I'm prepared to accept it all. Accept? If there's one thing that's too hard to accept, it's... the fact that he is standing next to Yumi. Okay, but he should exist only within the cyberspace, right? Right? He can like travel back physically, right? He's not a Terminator, like literally. In the world consumed by mists, only one thing is clear, him. Why did he come for Yumi? There's no need to think about it. It's because Yumi called him here. He came to save Yumi and all her friends. Just like he saved Yumi back then. Yeah, we never get to know why Yumi is so fixated on him, right? She always was like seeing him as a hero, more like a hero. While Sammy saw him like a villain. We never got the answer for this, right? But he was just a little too late. Just a little too late. He silently looks at Yumi through his sunglasses. Slowly his eyes asks Yumi a question. Who to kill? Okay! Holy shit, that's kinda metal. The question sends a reverberating knock through Yumi's heart. Yumi silently shakes her head. It's okay now, nobody has to be killed. Yumi prays, and with that alone, Yumi knows that he understands. Yumi doesn't want to take away anyone's life. It's just that there are people who deserve to live more than Yumi did. The tears I thought had run out come streaming once again from my right eye. The dampness warms my cheek. How to save? This is so interesting. So she's connected subconsciously, or like maybe she's like half-half right now. Like she's in real life, basically in real space, feeling pain, but at the same time she's connected to the cyberspace. Like he could, like, you know, like we saw in the ODD, could be connected to the cyberspace and in real life, and he could like do both at the same time. And they said like it's way too complicated to do this in general. But maybe when you're like incapacitated like Yumi is, maybe it's just like possible because of the stress. That's why she have like real time events and the cyberspace in her head right now. Without a moment delay, he asks one more question. The first person who comes to Yumi's mind is leader. Okay. The world still needs her. The world still needs her deeds. She can't be left to die. If her life can be saved, then I don't mind what happens to my own. I see. I could almost swear I saw he nod. And when that gesture alone, with that gesture alone, I feel saved. Thank goodness. I'm sure if anyone can handle this, he can. Just like how he did back then. Tell me more about this backstory. With a calm heart and a warm smile, Yumi's consciousness quietly sinks away, like tears soaking into the sand. Okay. Oh, what was that? That was a helicopter or something. So now we are in Hinata consciousness, because of the blue box. Lying there is a body almost completely deprived of sensation. Remaining there is a mind almost completely deprived of thought. Even so, I am certainly still here. Despite the state I've ended up in, I can feel myself, quite a strange yet familiar sensation. That said, what meaning is there to the current me? All I can do is accept the world as it is and surrender myself to it. Accept it as it is. Okay, surrender myself to it. So, all of this is happening at the same exact time, right? Yeah, it's still 25. So this is like Hinata meantime. Meanwhile, the Exarch. Okay, so this is after the like Hinata Road, basically, yeah. Because like this like DEFRAG thing have like no time and space, as they said in the beginning. So we have like everyone's perspective at the same time. So all of this is happening simultaneously, I think, or something. Wait, in the first place, who I am? Who am I? We heard the sirens, like an ambulance. So Hinata had some kind of accident and he lose memory here. That would... Okay. So wait, so I was right. My theory was right. My theory was correct. Well, kinda. I said like, maybe like he had accident and they like made the surgery on him like before Hinata wrote. Because of his like dreams and like weird stuff that he was seeing and stuff, maybe he was hacking into him. That still sounds more valid, but seems like he had accident later and he lost memories. And then he became he without memories that we saw in the OTD. Because he lost his memories here. That's why he doesn't remember himself. Where am I? Where am I? And now suddenly without any coloring. Because he lost himself. He doesn't remember Hinata. He's not sure. Who is this? What is this word I'm accepting as it is and submitting myself to? Suddenly I feel someone's presence. They're looking at me. Okay. Who is that? Well, you clearly saved him, whoever you are. Like, you saved his right arm or something. Apparently, right? Because like most of he is just cybernetics. Everything starts to get distant. I can hear something again. Oh, that was Nergal? So Hinata ended up on his table here. Who is this? A grim voice. A voice I definitely know. But who? Never heard this voice. Is this like Hinata mother or something? Wow. Well, Hinata's fucked. Well, here I gained consciousness, we know that. Who is this? I don't think I've heard this voice before. Also, they said like his dead brain and stuff, but he can still hear them and think. Huh. Guys, your medicines suck. He's clearly not flatlined. Also, I can hear the beeping.
50% も助かる可能性があるならさっさとやりなさいよ。
Whose voice is that?
誰が払うんだ? あんたのポケットマネーで
Oh!
額じゃねえぜ。
It's Yayo Sensei. Oh, okay.
人命が絡んでるってのに、ネルガル、あんたって人は。
この瞬間にも世界中で毎分何十人って人間が死んでいってるんだぜ。夢も希望もあるだろうに。10歳にも満たず、人間としての暮らしも知らないまま、のたれ死ぬ連中がいっぱいいるんだ。なのにただ、あんたの知り合いだからって、何の不自由もなく今まで暮らしてきたこいつを助けなきゃならねえ義理はねえ。いいか？俺は儲からねえ仕事はやらねえんだ。
Ooh. Damn, that girl is savage.
見損なったわ。あんたそれでもアヌンナキの重鎮の一人なの？
はっ、ちゃんちゃらおかしいぜ。そんな組織をあんたが抜けた時点で崩壊してる。それに俺が破産に追い
Yeah, he left this in the past.
店を畳まなきゃならなくなったら困るのは誰だ？あ？
分かったわ。私が間違ってたよね。
So Nergal didn't help. So who did?
ご理解が早く。
だからこの通り、昔のよしみでお願い。ね？
おい、土下座すりゃ済む問題じゃねえんだよ。困ったやつだな。
もう自分のせいで誰かを犠牲にするのはごめんなのよ。
寝言は寝てから言え。お前が放り出したせいでバビロンがどうなったか。
だからその責任は取る。私は
I will return to Babylon. Okay. So maybe that's why we are seeing her in the road C and D, because I assume it's happening. At least the D is happening like within Babylon. Not sure about C. Maybe it's in the ball. Maybe it's inside the Babylon as well. But somewhere in the cyberspace.
本気か?
And we see her, Yayo-sensei, in the cyberspace. And we know that she was offline from Babylon for a long time. Like, she never appeared there in Hinata Road or in Ishtar Road. Well, she only appeared there in the C and D. Okay.
猫の了承も取ってあるし。
Meg's approval. Who's Meg? Was that like someone connected to Marduk or something? I don't.
ええやん
Oh, Ea. Okay. Thanks, Nergal.
それに司のやらかしたことの落とし前はちゃんと私がつけるからさ。だからね。
Okay. I got approval from Ea. So what? Like you couldn't like come back without Ea approval? I guess Ea just like lives in Babylon now. So like she's like the main administrator there. So she could just kick Anu out of Babylon if she wanted to.
いやそれとこれとは話が別だ
何よそれ。
I emotionlessly listened to their exchange. It seems that they worried about something related to me, but none of this feels real to me at all. I continued to listen, without really listening, as if they were talking about someone else's business or something else completely unrelated to me.
そうだなじゃあバビロンの利権俺
Ooh!
運営と返済の計画を立てろそれで十分に黒が出そうだったら考えてやる
Yo! Give me rights to Babylon? Wow! Holy crap, that's big.
何
Yo!
を言ってるのよ。今もこの瞬間この命はどんどん蘇生分岐点に向か。
おめえは自分の落とし前つけるだけなんだから生活費ぐらい抜ければバビロンの利権なんかいらねえだろ
相変わらず金の亡者ね。あんたって
お褒めに預かり恐縮の至りだね
Damn.
やめとけやめとけ仇に戻って久しいあんたに睨まれたって紅白もなんとも
やりなさい、ネルガル。
Okay, someone gave the order. Whose voice was that? Ishtar?
やりなさい、ネルガル。
That sounded like Ishtar. So Ishtar actually survived and died later then?
誰？
おいまさかお前
さっきの声。
私のネットでの基金、だいぶあるはずです。
Okay, different eye. That's not Ishtar eye. Mutsuki?
足りないとしても、今までの私の働き、あなたも知ってるでしょ？返済できない額にはなりません。
Whose voice is this?
それに、アヌから適正な額のバビロン資金を流してもらえば、十分お釣りが来るはずではなくて。
Whose voice is that?
あのポット。
Yeah, this pod. So this pod is not Mutsuki then, right? We never actually saw inside of this pod, right? I only assumed this is the same pod as in the future. Or maybe it is actually the same pod. Maybe it is actually the same pod. Okay, I will still assume this is the same pod, because, like, realistically speaking, if you think about this, this pod was, like, underground, right? In the future, and Nergal workspace is underground. If they did not move this, they just could, like, make a laboratory out of this. In the future.
おめえがそう言うな
Okay, let's see.
らわかったよしかしそこまでして蘇生させる価値がこいつにあるっての
まさか。
Yeah, okay, it is actually Mutsuki, yeah, so, yeah, he's worth reviving as my brother. It is then that all sounds around me are cut off. Okay. And now we are in Ishtar Road B. A cruel alarm resounds to alert someone of something. I stare at the gruesome scene. Guardian genius. I stare at the gruesome scene spread out before me with regret filling me. Okay, so we now get to see how Ishtar escaped back then. They said they eliminated all criminal back then, but Ishtar should have survived a little bit at least, right? She doesn't seem wounded though. But she's crawling. Maybe she got hit or something? She's like losing consciousness? Huh. A person on top of person on top of person, all lying in a heap. Heaps of people, friend and foe alike, lying on the sides like a pile of discarded porcelain dolls on trash day. The choking scent of blood that had been poisoning the air a while ago has now almost completely subsided. Also, Yumi told he to save her, right? So he, in the cyberspace, should like open doors or something for her to let her escape. We saw like ending scene in Road B that she was like running. Well, yeah, she was like bleeding and stuff for whatever reasons. So she may still get hit or something. But yeah, like he was like supposed to help her. According to Yumi wishes. I still don't know why he would like value Yumi so much. Like we don't get the backstory. I'm very curious about like when he helped her. That she remembers and is like so grateful and like he thinks so highly about Yumi. To like actually appear before her and like ask her questions and listen to this. To what she wants. I'm very curious about the relationship. Have I already lost my sense of smell, or is it the work of the fire extinguishing nitrogen gas? Nitrogen gas, wait, what? Are we going to suffocate to death here? Wait, so there's some kind of like... Oh. Okay, so the code released a gas inside the Exarch building? That's why Yumi was like at some point like losing consciousness? Suddenly? I thought like it might be because of the blood loss, but if that's the case, then maybe because of this? Is the one air supply going to be cut off like stopped faucet? Mika, Sami, Kosuke, Yumi. I've lost almost all my ability to think. I finally realized with my fading consciousness that even on the verge of death, nothing feels real. I hear a voice. A voice calling out? Calling Ishtar by name. A voice calling out to me. That's my name. My nearly forgotten real space name. Akatsuki Akari. Hardly anybody knows that name, let alone the fact that it belongs to me. Which means this voice must belong to... So your sister is talking to you? So your sister lives in cyberspace, I guess, and she talks to you now. What a convenience. What? Okay, let's just read. I'm getting confused a little bit. Why now? I can speak, I can't raise the finger. I can't even tell if my body is here. But what I can tell is that this feels nice. Like the calming embrace of the elder sister, like the euphoria of being gazed at by the lover. She's the one that I longed for. Hers is the voice that I longed to hear. My Onesama. Were you able to entrust your thoughts to someone? Yes, Onesama. I answered her in my mind. No, wait. Can I really be sure that I have? Yumi. What happened with my Yumi? Was she saved? Is she alive? Or did she? I try to remember. I don't know. Last thing I remember was she was shot through in the eye and started reeling on the floor in pain. Oh wow, okay. So you thought she's dead or something? Because you are not in the same room, so you left her? Did you manage to entrust your thoughts to someone? Like, okay, if we're going to cook a little bit, does that like indicates or like foreshadows or something? Like I mentioned before, like in the future when like two personality thing, like if she can like send a data basically of herself into like Yumi's processor, basically, and she can live inside, like, Yumi's brain. Or something like that. Is that what she's asking for? Or something? Yumi. My vision grows brighter and brighter. I'm soaked deeper in euphoria, insecurity, and ecstasy. I feel like I'm floating. Okay, I am... Yeah, Yumi wanted her to leave. She asked that of he. Yumi, is that you? Yumi? This is so surreal, throat. Like, what the hell is happening? Why everyone's brains are connected? Why you can talk to each other? Like, what is happening? I mean, I guess like in cyberspace, there's no time and space, right? As I said in the beginning, it's a big soup of thoughts. So I guess they just randomly can hear, like, everyone who's like within the cyberspace or something. Like a hidden feature of dying people. Yumi, you must survive. At the very least, you must live. If only I had just a little more strength left, I'd spend it all to protect you. Okay. Month later? How to kill. Okay, we are back to Road D perspective, to his perspective. So this is... Wait. But this is month later. This is the question he asked Yumi. Is this like the reminiscing of the events, or it's because the time works differently for him because he's a program in that cyberspace from the future? So it's month later, but he appeared before Yumi at like month... What is happening? Anyway, that's for the next episode. I'm going to leave this cluster for the next one. It's very interesting road so far. It started amazingly. I like it. I really like it. Anyway, let me know in the comments what do you think about events so far, what happened. Did Ishtar survive? Do you think like she survived and maybe she got hurt and actually later died later? After she saved Yumi? Or maybe something else happened? It seems like... I'm not sure anymore if Ishtar survived. I feel like Ishtar survived because of the events later on in the future, but... I don't know anymore. We'll see. We'll see how this will continue. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Click the like button if you liked the episode. Subscribe for more. Check my Discord and become a member if you'd like to support me and see episodes to the end. Thank you once again, and for Pocket Watch, let's going out.